occupation here in the Free State must be intensified unapologetically. Viva the EFF, viva! Long live Commandant.
I've wanted to be a farmer ever since I can remember. And this is what I've worked for. I can't just turn around and hand it over. This is my country as much as what it's everybody else's. I'll fight tooth and nail.
Well, a lobby group, Afriforum, has welcomed the consideration by the Australian government to fast-track visas for white South African farmers.
What type of freedom is this? That 24 years into democracy, we are worse than the way we were during apartheid. The people want their land. The people want their wealth. They want to own it. They are let down. That which I'm putting on the table is the best offer to white people. Let black people too own the land.
Why do you think the EFF is the solution?
As you know that the young lions, you know that they've got the new ideas.
One of the points of the Freedom Charter is that the people shall have the land.
Yeah, they have a land.
So what does that mean to you?
We need our land back, sir.
And why? It's very loud, but tell me, why do you support EFF?
Oh, I love it support. I love it.
Why?
I love it.
Why?
I love it so much.
Viva the EFF, viva! Viva the EFF, viva! Long live Commander-in-Chief Julius Malema, long live! And we're going to redistribute it in an equal way so that as many people as possible gain access to proper agriculture. They gain access to proper residential settlements. And those of you who are in areas that are congested and there is land that must be occupied, you must do so unapologetically. Once you see Afriforum try to bring some cocked up charges against the Commander-in-Chief, you must know that we're making progress. They can see that the EFF is at the forefront of our struggles.
You're on the parliamentary committee and you pushed through the proposal regarding land. And the language in the proposal was a bit different to go and occupy land.
There's no contradiction.
Tell me what.
There's no contradiction. We're an organization that exists on the ground. You can't tell people to wait for the constitution to be changed and everything else there. If there's an immediate need for land, they must deal with it now.
That's going to cause chaos, right?
No, it's not going to cause chaos. It has been happening, by the way. There's lots of land that has been occupied, led by the EFF. There are people who are staying there.
It's illegal, but is that okay?
No, it's not illegal. Even the Constitutional Court in South Africa appreciates that there must be land occupation in terms of what should happen. That's fine.
I'm trying to understand this. Thank you for it. Okay.
Do you want to have a bite?
No, we're good. We're together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tensions, I'm told, are high in Soweto as Protea Glen residents take a stand against land invaders. ENCA reporter Malu Ngeluboy is working that story for Newsday. Malu, good afternoon to you. So what are you seeing?
Well, Jeremy, earlier on there were two groups of people. One side you had a group of land grabbers who are...
Reports coming in of an attempted land invasion in Protea Glen in Soweto.
I'm going to meet a leader within the ruling party and see what he has to say. Ronald, how are you?
I'm very well.
Imran, good. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, South Africa's a good democracy because the politicians greet you outside their home here. Yeah. No bodyguards.
Yeah, there's no bodyguard.
So just this morning we get the news, people are expropriating or trying to. You might just have activated something in the country which is hard to put back in the box once it's opened up.
We do not promote any kind of land grabbing and other means which are not within the law. And the ANC policy is very clear that we must expropriate without compensation. We must do it within the constitutional parameters, and it is a mandate for transformation, and the constitution can enable us to do it. Because of the history of land dispossession, the majority of the population was dispossessed from the land, and they remain with a small portion of the land, about 13%, and this is statistically proven. The minority is now in possession of the majority of the land, almost 85%. It is threat to the social stability and the economic stability of the country. We've got a population in urban cities which needs a settlement.
To some people, expropriation without compensation means stealing without giving you anything for stealing your stuff. So tell me why I'm wrong.
No, you are wrong, because it is not stealing when it is done orderly, it is done by the constitution, it's done properly, and you are given reasons why government must take the property. Throughout the world, government use expropriation powers for various purposes. For example, to build roads, to build health facilities. There is an expropriation clause in the constitution of any country.
My attack was 6 years ago, and I can still smell them. I can still at times hear their voices. I can see them. I can see David. They separated us and they fought with David until he had nothing left in him. He couldn't fight anymore. And then he just shot him.
Was David killed because he was white?
The things that they said when I was with him, you being the word white being thrown around quite a bit, the word black being thrown around a bit. Yes, I think it was more because he was white.
There are those on the outside who are latching on to stories such as yours, and they're saying in South Africa there's currently a genocide of white people taking place. Do you agree with them?
Yes, I do. Every time a farm attack happens, the very first thing somebody says to you is, you can't stay here. You've got to pack up, you've got to leave. You can never live here. So whether you feel you stand a chance of surviving on the farm again or not, you get pushed into selling your farm and moving off.
Africa.
And this is what I've worked for. I can't just turn around and hand it over. I've wanted to be a farmer ever since I can remember. You are born with a passion to become a farmer, and you need to know how to treat the land for the land to treat you right.
Expropriation of land without compensation. When you see this debate playing out, how does that make you feel?
What is going to happen to the economy if you turn around and take back this land? What about the farms that have got bonds on them? Who's going to pay that? You're taking the land, you're taking what we use to survive off of and to produce food for the nation. So you can't take a farm and give it to a CEO of a company and say, there you go. Go and farm with it. You need to give it to the people that have got the passion, that want to know how to.
Would you accept and agree that for the majority it's still harder to uplift themselves?
Yes,
and
I
that
do.
Some start off here while they start off here?
I do.
Do you fear that at some point your land's going to be invaded?
Yes.
And what would you do?
I'd fight. I'm not going to stand down. My husband and I bought this farm legally. We put everything into this farm. Our minds, our bodies, our souls, blood, sweat and tears, everything went into this farm. This is my country as much as what it's everybody else's. I'll fight tooth and nail.
Shoot to kill, Marcia. Shoot to kill him.
This is Julius Malema, who has taken over the role of cheerleader.
The EFF is the only party that moved from 0 to 8%.
When you don't tell Zuma
if you want to disrupt the House, Honorable Malema, I'm not.
Today we are going to warn white capital that you have supported apartheid and now you are supporting the ANC apartheid. Your days are numbered.
The white people hate the idea that we think we can be equal to them. That irritates them, that a monkey can never be equal to a white man. They don't want that. I'm hated for that. There's no crime I've committed. I've never slapped a white person. Nothing. I've never called for their slaughter. I've never called for their killing, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that. They freak out. It sounds like a genocidal call.
Cry babies. Cry babies.
I'm not calling for the slaughter of white people, at least for now.
I'm saying to you, not under my leadership will we call for the slaughter of white people. I don't know who's coming after me. I will not speak for them. But they are alarmists. They are crybabies. They are attention seekers. No one is going to slaughter them. The farm attacks is just an act of crime. It's not a genocide on white people. We are concerned. Even in the farms there, black workers are killed. Should we now be alarmist and say there's genocide of black farm workers? No, it's a crime.
Expropriation of land without compensation. Tell me what it means to you, because it means lots of things to lots of people.
No, it means it's very simple. The state owns the land and then it gives it to you on a long lease. In that way, everyone else will have access to the land.
Here in Dipsu, it's tough. I have to look out for myself and my son. We're struggling. We're like sitting in it's crowded.
At the moment, there's a big debate going on in the country about land. And people saying, like the EFF, we want the land back. Do you support that?
I do. We as Black South Africans, we're not treated equally as, if I may put it, the white people.
How?
Having our own properties, it's hard getting a property when you're less fortunate.
So do you think that if this gets pushed through, you will be treated equally?
Probably.
When somebody says they want to give you land, what does that mean to you? What do you picture?
Having my own big house. Having my own garden nearby. and seeing my kids and my grandkids. Yeah, around.
I don't consider freedom as something that we have. If you look at Deep Sleuth right now, it's a cramped space. A whole lot of people are staying in shacks. Families stay in shacks. There's no proper household management. The other side of it, there's empty land, which is not utilized, probably owned by somebody. Now, if that land was to be utilized so that everybody could have living space, it would be better.
Do you trust the government to be able to figure it out?
Not really.
Why?
They constantly make promises that they don't keep. It was said a couple of weeks back in Parliament that the rate of unemployment is going to go down, jobs are going to be created. But then I don't see that happening anytime soon. But we are still here, and a whole lot of us are still unemployed.
So this is where you live?
Yeah, it's where I live.
So one room?
Yeah, it's a one room. Sometimes water and then they shut it down, so yeah, so I have to have some in the bucket so that if I no longer find water in the tap, I'll use these ones. I bath here, I do my things here, there, just go and fetch water.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the toilet is shared?
Yeah, we share the toilet.
When somebody says land for us, black majority cramped, a lot of the black majority cramped in places like Deep Sleuth, right? What does it actually mean when you hear this, when you see the debates in Parliament? Do you picture a house? Do you picture a farm? What do you picture?
I picture a house, a land which is mine, having my own space, my privacy. Julius Malema, yeah. What he talks, the things he says in Parliament. I like what he says sometimes. Sometimes he is rude towards other people, but sometimes he says good things, which will make you feel like, okay, I can vote for this person.
But when they say expropriation without compensation, it means grabbing from this guy to give it to you. Ivan, is there a humane, legal, proper way for it to be done?
I have not come across any humane way, because you look at it, both parties are pulling towards different ends. These ones are saying we have to be compensated for the land that you're saying you're taking back. Them forgetting to ask themselves that did they compensate the people that they took the land from? Was it enough compensation?
Unlikely back then.
Back then. So for them to ask to actually demand compensation now, is it fair?
The EFF now has labelled as racist a decision by Afriforum to privately prosecute EFF leader Julius Malema. The party says Afriforum is politically opposed to land expropriation without compensation and that this has prompted the private prosecution.
I started working for Afriforum about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic body that really made a lot of progress in terms of community initiatives to stop crime.
Dis Marius, ek rapporteer net jou heining is gesny. Sometimes they cut the fences like this a day or two before.
What's beyond this fence? What's so lucrative on the other side for them?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Except they need to get somewhere.
Right.
So because we're patrolling like this,
yeah,
they stay off the roads. They will move 200 or 300 meters off the road. They will go through here, through the next road, and then they go all along.
Right. Is it likely that it's a kind of semi-false alarm in the sense that somebody might just want to cut the fence just to get from here to there because it's a shorter route?
No. there's nothing along this route
Right.
that will make somebody want to walk here.
Are they likely to be armed, or might they just be thieves?
They're always armed.
So a lot of people fear, have anxiety, expect land invasions. On the ground, is that a possibility?
Just a month ago, in this same area, there was a massive land invasion. Literally, I'm talking 800 people.
800 people?
Yeah, we went there and literally you see 700 people busy marking out land for themselves. They are taking the land. I went and walked through there by 11 and spoke to some of the people and just asked them, you know, why this doesn't belong to you. This is private land. And they just said, I'm completely hopeless. I've been made promises for 20 years. I haven't received anything. I'm going to try my luck. The way that a Julius Malema, for example, is saying certain things in the media to kind of aggravate this whole situation is building or is feeding an animal that we won't be able to control.
Okay, so this warrant's going in. It's a big juicy hole.
Mike Lima 1, this is Victor 1, also good quiet evening here. Have a safe evening. Your signal is 5 out of 5.
You guys are suing Malema, right?
Yeah.
Malema has got rhetoric against you guys.
Yeah.
Floyd Shivambu, when we were in Kwakwa, called you guys racists in his speech. And then we've got Afriforum leaders doing a sort of world tour with a message of white genocide.
Yeah.
And they tend to use the work that you're doing as a platform to say, well, the blacks can't run this country.
Just that makes it difficult, because tomorrow I have to go to a station that's predominantly black, which has incredible police officials, and they are phenomenal in the jobs that they do. All the noise around you has, creates a risk that you might tarnish a good relationship.
One of the fundamental things in 94 was, okay, we press reset from Madiba. White people, you've been born into privilege, but you don't bear the sins of your forefathers. Let's work together. You contest that.
We're not Mandela, and we're not going to do Mandela things here. We're not bound by Mandela's resolutions at all. We're not bound by the decisions taken in the negotiations. We're not there. We are here now. And we are going to chart a way forward and determine our own destiny.
What about people who are invading land right now and occupying? Is that wrong?
It's not wrong. We are products of land occupation.
Sure, historically.
Yes,
certainly.
Yes.
But it's illegal now. It's against the law.
Well, there's no grabbing of the land. It's occupation. It's our land. We cannot have our people living in congested areas. It creates health risk. It is not conducive for children. It's not good for human beings. There's enough land for everyone in South Africa.
Do you believe in the new South Africa?
Yes, I do. We can make a new South Africa. We can become what they call the Rainbow Nation. We've just got to stop our hatred for each other. There is no reason why we should hate each other anymore. I mean, we've put apartheid behind us.
And I ask you if you believe in the new South Africa because I saw the old flag here and I wondered if it's a sense of
no, it was
nostalgia
just
or I mean,
look, I am proud of my old flag and I am proud of my old national anthem.
But you would understand how it might sting for, say, black South Africans if they saw this and they go, well, you want something from the past.
No, I don't want anything from the past.
Hurt us.
I was raised up with it, but in the same breath, I have embraced the new flag and I'm embracing the new anthem. It's a new era for us. It's time for us to stop looking behind us, Turn your face forward and go forward. Take hands and go together.
Let's get our land. We're using this unoccupied land as a way of demonstrating to the international community and to our government that we are serious about the issue of land. Please put the systems in place, expedite it, otherwise it will become ugly.